Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, a spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. Remember, for those of you that are having spiritual problems, you can feel free to contact me. Those of you who have properties to sell or looking for property to buy, you can also contact me. I want to say a special good night to you, viewers of Real Talk with Saieed Ali in Trinidad and Tobago, of the Caribbean and around the globe. Those of you that are on our page, like and share our page as we go live. Now, I always encourage you to encourage your friends and your family, your loved ones. You're going down in the taxi in the morning, create a discussion with your passenger. Ask them if they ever heard about Real Talk with Saieed Ali. We live on Synergy TV from 7 to 8 p.m. Monday to Friday. Those of you who haven't heard of our YouTube channel, encourage your friends, subscribe to TT Real Talk, hit the bell, and you would know when we go live. So viewers, it's Friday night in Trinidad and Tobago. It's Fire Friday. Feel free to call in. Now you can call in our studio live and voice your concern or a comment on our topic that we are discussing or something that is taking place in your community. 238-6716. 238-6716. That is our studio line from 7 to 8 p.m. to get on the program. Now you can also contact me at 339-1670. That is my cell phone. In case any one of you want to get in touch with me, feel free to do so. You can also call my office from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on 238-6716. For those of you who want to make an appointment to see me, feel free to do so. So, as we start off tonight, it's been a rainy day and a rainy evening in Trinidad and Tobago, and the rain is moving on into the night. So, the meteorologist's law of office is advising citizens that heavy showers will continue to affect parts of Trinidad throughout tonight. During the day, lots of areas have been experiencing heavy showers and flash flooding. From around midnight tonight, we should expect more thunderstorm showers, which will be extended over Trinidad and Tobago. So viewers, if you are in an area and it flooded out, feel free to call us. Let us know what damages that took place in your area during the rain that we had today. And we know quite a lot of areas throughout Trinidad have been flooded out. Some places, poor drainage, poor drain work, block up drain, old fridge, old doors, drains that haven't cleaned for years. So if you are in a community and your community is flooded out, feel free to call in. Maybe you might get some help through venting your frustration. So as we move on, the newly appointed and sworn-in Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Penny Beckles, today gave her assistance in the heights of Aripo. She is in the process of assisting relevant equipment to remove fallen trees and material from a landslide.
Okay, so good afternoon. I just received information of a landslide in the heights of Aripo on the road. So I'm here with the Ministry of Works, and within the next couple hours, within a reasonable time, we expect that this tree that has fallen down and has blocked access to the villagers for Aripo, that the tree will be removed and the road will be closed. So I just want to say to the villagers, this in a short while we should have your road closed.
So there we have it, viewers. Newly sworn-in Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Penny Beckles. Today she visited a site up in Aripo where help was needed. And thus far is the first minister to be out in the field, out in the ground. So we want to congratulate her on her first appearance on the ground in Trinidad and Tobago. So feel free to call in, let me hear what you have to say. We live in a country that we need the government to perform for the citizens, because there's a lot in this country that need fixing a lot. So call her good night. Newly appointed and sworn in, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley tested negative for COVID-19. He made a post on his Facebook page, that is the Keith Rowley page. He stated that last night, it came to his attention that on Monday, 10th of August, 2020, he was exposed to someone who was COVID-19 positive, and the results were negative. Rowley stated that after being tested, the results were negative. He was advised to remain at home for 14 days until next week, Monday, in which the quarantine will expire. He also appealed to the public to do their part in fighting the virus by listening to the Ministry of Health and listening to the health public guidelines that will be issued by the CMO, by the Ministry of Health, by those in authority in order to combat the COVID-19 spreading in Trinidad and Tobago. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead, sir.
Good program.
Thank you.
This morning I was license office in Port Spain, and if you see people there, people that just a couple inches apart, right, and the government saying only 5 people, so anyway you go, 50 people in license. When I come home, I find out unsafe.
Thank you, my friend. So listen this now. Former Member for Parliament for Caroni East and Government Minister, Dr. Tim Gopi Singh, in his quarantine, after testing positive for COVID-19, he revealed that in a post on his Facebook page last evening, in the post, Dr. Gopi Singh confirmed that he was in the state's medical care, where he is being very well managed by frontline team of doctors and, well, I guess nurses also. So we have a minister who is COVID-19 positive, and he's in the state's medical care. I remember the last man that was in the state's medical care was Maxi Coffee. Yeah? Remember when the state was seen about him? How much taxpayers' dollars were spent on him? And remember that? Call a good night.
A very, very good evening to you, Mr. Said.
To you, my friend.
So what I'm going to tell you is in the public domain, so there is nothing libelous about what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Remember recently with the Naila Ramsaran girl and the Facebook mischief, right? Right. And then underneath that post, there was a person by the surname Pandit who made some very not nice comments also about my African brothers and sisters. Okay. So this is in the public domain. I was talking to a parent today. Mr. Pandit, he is not a Hindu priest, that is just his surname.
Okay.
He is a school teacher at the Centennial Hindu School. And I am asking the Minister of Education, Nayan Gatsby Dolly, to have him apologize to the nation. And he must be disciplined because as a school teacher, if this is what you're doing, what kind of moral values you passing on to your students?
True.
All the best, Said. Have a great evening.
Thank you, my friend. The Minister of Health provided a media release for today, Thursday, 20th of August, 2020. 97 persons have been tested for COVID-19, which brings the total number of cases to 864. The number of active cases now stands at 690, as the total number of deaths remains at 12. All establishment protocols will be implemented. So viewers, as the numbers climb, I am asking you, the husband is asking you, the wife is asking the public, the children are asking their parents, please be safe when you go out. I don't know if you all are seeing how our numbers are growing rapidly each day. They are growing rapidly. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
You're live on Real Talk?
That guy who just called in there and said that they should make the teacher apologize. When Rowley called people cheesehead, why didn't call on the Prime Minister to apologize? They should do it. And I want thing again, I hope Kamala is listening. I would like Skippy, Robert, and Amar be senators so we can get some fire in Parliament.
Well, viewers, you know, every viewer have their comments as long as they are not vulgar on air. Several patients at the Tacarigua Raquit Center have raised concern. Woo! Bacchanal is Fire Friday. Raquit Center has raised concern about the meals being served to them. Remember not too long ago we had this big discussions? Remember? Just last week, photos were sent into Real Talk showing unsanitary food that patient was served. Remember when we showed the bread? And the baigan? And the vegetable? And the maggots? I remember that? Well, these are food being served. Real Talk understand that some diabetic persons or patients were even served sweet bread and sweetened porridge this week. So I want to ask these caterers that the government have hired to provide meals for the COVID-19 patients, whether they are in an upscale building or a step-down facility. Do you all cater for the diabetics? I'm just asking, because at the end of the day, you all are collecting a salary from the government. From the government. And it's not it's not like you would give some person sweet bread who is healthy, even though they have the COVID-19 virus, and a person that have been sick, you will serve them the same sweet bread. It's like you encouraging these people to die. So I wonder if the Minister of Health, on the Food and Nutrition Department, are looking into this. Because at the end of the day, the institute is getting a salary, the caterers is getting a salary, and we don't know who again is getting a salary. And I hear you cannot ask for more food. If you get 1 spoon of bacon and 3 bread, make it do. Make it do. So if 2 bread get bacon on it, eat the next bread raw. So I wonder if the Minister of Health or the CMO or their managers or their supervisors are aware of the feeding program that provide foods for these sick patients. Caller, good night.
Good night, sir. And we must also look at the cost. You know, probably millions and billions of dollars is paid to the caterers next year, you know, and people are suffering. Saieed, but what is disturbing is that the results of this election, people have the democratic right, you vote for who you want to vote. Why, we are third world. I don't think we are third world anymore. I think it's about 5th or 6th world, you know. Look at people like Port of Spain, South, Beetham, Lavantil, These are people who have voted for a party since inception. You know, they have never voted for any other party. And look at their status of life. What has the party done for them, you know? These people have remained in the doldrums, you know, and it is sad to say that some of these people, many of them still have outhouses, and they are using, what sort of mindset is the government happy that they are? Because I think they are using them as voter banks. Why can't they do something to improve the lives of these kind of people? You know, Saieed, I'm a former lecturer at the university, and what is sick, you know, with our country, a former lecturer told me one time, you know, during a little break, that, you know, why she supports the PNM is because when they was young and they had outhouse, the PNM built a toilet for them. Now, good, the PNM built a toilet, but is that good enough, you know? And you know the result, 50% of the people are imposing their will on 70% more. Is imposing the will, you know, to have a certain government. I mean, it is your democratic right. But, you know, I wonder when would the mindset of people change and let us work on issues, you know, development of the country, development of the whole of people, instead of tribal voting. I think it is a very, very sad day, and we have to live with this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend. So, viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, get ready to call in, because we are going to have a discussion concerning the Minister of Health and the food that is being provided for these COVID-19 patients. I will be with you right after this break.
Come down to Martha Imports Limited, one of the largest wholesalers and retailers for all your 4x4, SUV and car accessories. We also have in stock a large variety of rims to suit all your vehicular needs, new arrivals of 4x4 off-road accessories, and we are the sole distributor of TWI 4x4 accessories. Check us out at number 3 Hassan Ali Trace, South Lower Barrackport, or contact us at 654-5234, 289-4901, 271-3519 or 360-8773. We guarantee the best customer service, best deals, and definitely the best wheels. Martha Imports Limited. We put our customers first. Come down to Martha Imports Limited, one of the largest wholesalers and retailers.
So welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. Remember, call a friend, call a family, let them know Real Talk with Saieed Ali is going live on Synergy TV, the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago, the most viewed program from 6 to 8 on Synergy TV, and the 3rd best news forecast in Trinidad and Tobago. And I say thanks to you, the viewers. So I will just back up a little bit from where we left off. Real Talk understand that some diabetic patients were even served sweet bread and sweetened porridge this week. So hear this. Hear this. This is where it gets interesting. Real Talk also understand that hypertensive patients are being served salty food despite nurse complaining to the caterers to meet their patients' diet. So it shows now that the caterers don't really business how they cook the food. Because if the nurses are complaining and the caterers keep on bringing the salty food and they keep on bringing the porridge and they keep on bringing the sweet bread, it naturally shows that they don't care about your health. So what are the caterers going to say now when the nurses in the facilities are complaining? Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, sir.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Yeah, I just want to compare something with Corera, which is the prisoners and them, compared to the COVID-19 patients, and then when they have 200,000 to see about a patient in the COVID-19, as well as how they have the prisoners now. How much it takes to see about one prisoner. I just want to make it, and just as we are talking about with the food with diabetes and things like that, I want to know how they're working out that, because it must have diabetic prisoners.
Yes.
You understand? It must have prisoners who can eat certain things. So I just want to just compare and to find out that there is a lock on and a listening, so I just want to get your view on it too.
No, thank you, my friend. And that's a very good question. Now listen this. in the prison, when they admit you to remand yard or maximum MSP, right? They just ask you, what complications do you have? If you are a diabetic, they will serve you your meals according to your conditions. Yes. If you are diabetic, they would not give you sweet thing to raise your diabetic. They wouldn't do that. If you're mentally ill and you're going there, they have doctors. They will give you the proper tablet at the right time of day. I am not discrediting the prison, but they take care of you. Some might say it good, some might say it bad, but to end up inside there, you have to do something. So listen this. How much money are these caterers being paid to supply 3 meals per day to patients? This is what the breakfast look like at Tacarigua Rockwith Center. That is breakfast. And you cannot ask for more. You can't. You can't. People in COVID-19 centers right now, like they're not getting the result on time. Like their file's gone missing. You got to tell me 20 days you're waiting for a result? 20 days you're waiting for a result, and the CMO saying 7 days time you're getting a result? It is alleged that this is a service. They are being served without any drink. Without any drink. So when you're eating that, you swallow it down dry just so. So I would like the Ministers of Health or the CMO to talk to the Food and Nutrition Department to find out who are these caterers. And why are these caterers not listening to the nurses and them requests? Why? Why are they not listening to what the nurses have to say? Or is it that the caterers knows best? You see, this is the kind of thing, this is the reality of facing citizens in Trinidad, and this is what we are going to discuss. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr.
You're live on Real Talk, go right ahead. You stick, you got the click. So just imagine that. If you have the flu, you have a symptoms, call the hotline. Call the hotline. You go, you test. Okay, you quarantine home until you're positive. You're going to the center. When you're going to the center, if you get food, you get food. If you get none, dies it. Eat what you get. Bread and bygone. Which one of the ministers will eat bread and bygone? Which one of the nurses or the doctors will eat bread and bygone? If you know you're diabetic and the government paying you to cook, why the hell you're not cooperating with what the nurses and them say? You see, that is why. That is why sometimes when you hear somebody get a lawsuit, or a company get a lawsuit, you just want to know why they get it. So what about if somebody die inside there now? Let's say a diabetic die. High blood pressure, sweet bread. What's going to happen? What's going to happen to the food company or the caterers that are supplying the food? You only care about the patient. You just care about at the end of the month they hear cha-ching. Hey, thank God in Trinidad people is hardly sue people, you know. Because I could tell you in Canada and in the US and America, when you step out your place and snow fall, and if you slide in front of your neighbor place and you break your hand, tell yourself the neighbor getting sued, you know. Because you're supposed to come out early in the morning and you're supposed to shovel off your snow. Caller, good night.
Good evening, Mr. Said.
Go right ahead.
Said, I'm trying to analyze some figures right now concerning this COVID situation here.
Let me see if I can help you. Talk to me.
Now, in the first 80 days, with no community spread, there were 147 cases of COVID that was imported. That cost the government 6 billion TT according to the information we get from the ministry.
Correct.
Now, within about 2 weeks, we have over 800 cases, and it is community spread. Could somebody try to analyze what figure we're looking at now, and where would this money be coming from to deal with this new spread of the virus within the country? What I'm asking now, what the budget would be that this government is going to produce for the population. Where are they going to get the money? And how are they going to support the population now, where they are closing down all the businesses? Because definitely now, with this rapid spread that we have seen happening in the country, there is going to be another lockdown. Most likely it would have to be a total shutdown in the country. Because remember the moral of the story about the boy who always cried wolf. When the wolf came, nobody believed.
True.
Because all the time the boy was telling lies. And I am asking, was the population lied to and made the people feel that they were relaxed and they were comfortable within themselves? And then this thing now, we are getting some of the real facts of the community spread, and now we are seeing the truth coming out. That is the question I'm asking. What is it going to cost the population now with this new spread in the virus? Since it was 147 with only imported case, and now we have over 800 in community spread, and it costs us 6 billion then. What is going to cost the country and the population, and what sacrifices we got to make now? Have a good night, Mr. Sai.
Thank you, my friend. Well, to start off your answers, our Prime Minister said that we don't have the money to go into another lockdown. The 150 million finish. Thus far, they have given account for 50 million. And I am still asking where the other 100 million US. So the Prime Minister said, we cannot go into another state of lockdown. We do not have that money. So I wonder how our budget would be like come September, October. Are we going into the IMF with the doors wide open? Or would the government prevent us from going to the IMF with the deed of Trinidad and Tobago to rest on the IMF desk? Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Said.
Go right ahead.
Right. What I wanted to find out is, the Prime Minister said he has to go into self-quarantine, right? But the quarantine is for 14 days, but he coming out on Monday. No more days that is from today to Monday.
You gone? Already? Like the money run out? Nevertheless, caller, I understand what you're saying. So listen to this now. There continues to be a shortage of chicken in the country. This is due to a reduction in the importation due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Heads of the Poultry Association, Robert Phillips, says factors such as the drain in global fight and adjustment to labor forces have seen a drastic cut in the importation of chicken, leaving local poultry farmers trying their best to meet the shortfall. He said local production, local producers, production cycle to bring chicken to a maturity and basically 12 weeks, and they are in the 7th or 8th weeks of that cycle. He said approximately 1 million heads of chicken are consumed in Trinidad and Tobago on a weekly basis. He said with a 75% cut, only about 50,000 heads have been coming to Trinidad. So what would I tell you now, viewers? Eat healthy. Eat healthy. A lot of fish, shrimps. I wonder if them fast food places will close down, boy. Because if you have a shortage of chicken, and these fast food places only based on chicken and chips, what's going to happen? Caller, good night.
Evening, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
I see you showing some nice food there, boy.
Boy, that is rich people food. We cannot buy that.
I see you showing roti and you're talking about bygone.
That look like oil roti.
I know Kamala is the Prime Minister, you know. I know some time ago, the Honorable Prime Minister pulled out a figure out he had 300,000 roti.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know they're not serving roti there. I would really like to know the bill. You paying them fellas, and look at that. The Ministry of Health giving you a balanced diet, you serious? And if them people are really sick, they put the healthy thing. We see some provision, a piece of fish, some coconut water. You understand? They can't feed people for sick people. Like roti is flour.
True.
When they eat flour and end up in the system, it's I will tell you. And the right here man we are called the Alsing. We tell you to do? Follow health protocols. He tell you find a old jersey and tie it around your mouth and your face.
Hey, yeah, boy, that's sad, you know.
And early in the life of COVID-19 in Tobago, he said, don't wear no mask.
Yes.
Because you can put your hand by your nose. But when Fauci in America advised them to wear masks, everybody in the world started to wear masks. Tell them fellas and then we don't forget. Tell them fellas and then we tie the internet. Look mask there. Early in the life of COVID, don't wear no mask.
True.
Put your hand by your nose and you'll get COVID.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you for raising back the highlights. But it is true. It is true. Just imagine, you are the big Minister of Health and you come up with a piece of cloth. The big Minister of Health in Trinidad and Tobago, Terence Dial Singh, came out with a piece of strip cloth. And what you see? Look, I get a whole cloth and I burn my face. Just imagine that. Just imagine that. Huh? And they're talking about live by example. And he pull out a whole piece of strip cloth. Me know where he get that from. And he burn up his face. Use mask, it's good for you. Don't use mask, it's not good for you. 1 minute the virus like World War II. Next thing you know, we have it under control. We have it under control and we ain't far from 1,000. We ain't far from 1,000. Call a good night. If Friday, feel free to call in. Friday is all about the viewers. Call a good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Like Rowley and a vigilante for the money, right?
Oh boy. I ain't know what to say. Hey, you know what's the next thing? Hear this, eh? Listen this. When you now become a minister, remember to say all ministers have to declare their assets. So listen this. We have the Finance Intelligence Unit in Trinidad and Tobago to track money laundering. when you now become a minister, you're driving a $100,000 car. Your house value $500,000. You have about $300,000 in the bank. And that is your declaration. This is what you have. But a couple months after, you're driving a Land Cruiser Prado for $1 million. You build up a house for $10 million. And your bank account reading about $15 million. So I want to know if the Finance Intelligence Unit do not investigate these ministers. Keep in mind, viewers, your salary is between $30,000 to $50,000 a month. You will get a tax break on a vehicle. You go get a little meal allowance. You go get a little traveling allowance. But how the hell you end up driving a Land Cruiser for $1 million and you build a house for over $5 million? Where is the FIU unit in Trinidad and Tobago? Are they investigating ministers, or are they only investigating the small man who will go and put $20,000 in the bank and you have to answer a ton load of questions? This is what I want to know. This is what I want to know. How come the Finance Intelligence Unit do not investigate these ministers and them? Because when you check some of them background, you was next to a pauper when you come into ministry. And when you get into ministry, man, you're living like the king in Trinidad and Tobago because he's the boss and you have power. Where the hell you get your money from? Where you get it from? So this is what I want to know. Could somebody say something? Because it had a minister. She said she take out money from one account and she carried it into another bank. And up to now, nobody knows where that money come from. Because the amount she carry here and the amount she says she spend here, it is corresponding with this account. You know why I decided to raise that topic? About 2 weeks or 3 weeks back, I bought another BMW. And the guy carried the money. I gave him cash money. And he carried the money to his bank. And he deposited the money in his bank. And they locked the money in the bank. He had no access to his money. They wanted to know where he get this $100,000 from. So he called me and said, Saeed, he said, the money that you bought the car, I drop it in the bank, and they lock my $100,000 in the bank. He have no access to it. So I told him, I said, hey, give the manager my number, let her call me. So she called me, the manager of the bank called me. She said, Mr. So-and-so? I said, yes. She said, where did you get this money from? I said, I am a businessman. I just have cash. She said, where you get this money from? I said, I am a businessman and I just have cash. So I went on to, she asked, so is there a way that you can show where you got this cash from? I said, okay. I said, well, here what? I said, my name is Saieed Ali. I have a show on TV that they call Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am a real estate businessman. I do spiritual work. I also do debt collection. She said, can you show me a source of funds? I said, ma'am, with all due respect, I said, I just do spiritual work. And if 10 people come by me and they bring $10,000 each to pay for our work, I said, what more declaration do I need? She said, oh God, oh God, oh God, all right, all right, all right. And she hung up the phone and she cleared the guy's account. So I sat down and I said, but wait now, boy. These ministers and them, they will go in with $100,000 car. They go declare 300,000 in the bank. You go declare your house is $600,000, and in 5-6 months time, you driving a Land Cruiser for over $1 million. You go build up a mansion for over $5 million. And when you do check your bank account now, you have X amount of million. Doesn't the FIU investigate these things? But you're coming down on the small man. The man carried in his certified copy, and that was not comfortable. So I said, wow. I said, look how the law is for one person, and the law is not for those in authority. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Saeed, you know when COVID-19 now come out in Trinidad, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's $1 million they say they get the administration? How $1 million they spend, right?
150 million US.
Right. And now, they're now getting the amount of people, 800 and something. That the first time was 100 something, right? Now it's 800 and something people. I wonder, they had to make the budget to make that money to take it out from people's pocket boy to pay. That's what they're going to do. You understand?
I understand what you're saying, Caller.
And they raise gas, and they raise taxes, and they raise everything. They'll get money to run the COVID-19, the second blow of COVID-19 again, he look like. And then the chicken industry in Trinidad going like it going down to the ground. You're getting 2 or 3 batches of chicken for the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to pay ADB back. And the minister, them are coming out and saying nothing. You understand?
Thank you.
They're saying nothing about to pay ADB back. How you paying that? Up to now.
Thank you, my friend. Member for Parliament for Siparia, Kamala Prasad Bisesa, will be sworn in as the leader of the opposition next Tuesday. This has been confirmed by the Office of the President in a media release. The statement noted Mrs. Prasad Bisesa's willingness to become the opposition leader. The Office of the President noted, however, that there is no oath of office that is administered by the President to the leader of the opposition. In other news now, the executive for the movement of social justice has rejected the resignation offered by David Abdullah and is calling for him to stay on as political leader. Mr. Abdullah offered on August 13, 2020, came after the party failed to win a seat in the recent concluded general election. However, MSJ chairman Gregory Fernandez says the executive has full confidence in the leader as he brings extensive knowledge and invaluable historical experience. He also believes that Mr. Abdullah remained a highly respectable person who stands for social justice and progressive ideas. He does bring some good things to the table. I could say that. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Great program as usual.
Thank you.
Last night you spoke about WASA and the satellite system and so on, right? And you talk about Saudi company. It wasn't Saudi, right? It was an Israeli company, and they were going to set up using satellite. They call the system STVREALTALK system.
SCADA means Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition System. But that would have been a big failure in this country. It would have cost the taxpayers over $1.6 billion to set up that system. And that would have produced no positive result, because today in this country, if there's a leak in a line, you call weeks that thousands of gallons of water is wasted. So that would have been useless. It would have been big bubble, corruption, and thieving. Now, to be a politician in this country, Mr. Saeed, don't forget you had to be a big thief, a crook, a liar, and you had to be as crooked as a corkscrew. So I wish the Utilities Minister all the best. The new Utilities Minister, he have good intention from hearing, listening to him.
Yes.
But if he could stop bubble and corruption and thieving in water by 25%, the first year, they go break even. And the second year, by 40%, well, water go start to make a profit. So I wish him all the best. Thank you very much, Mr. Saieed Ali.
Thank you, my friend. And it's today I realize I made a mistake. It's not Dubai, it's Israel. Thank you, caller, so much. It's only today I realized. I said, but wait now, I have to clear up that tonight. It's not in Dubai, it's Israel. And that is correct what the caller is saying. So as we move on tonight, Police Complaint Authority, that is the PCA, have recommended that disciplinary action be taken against Assistant Commissioner of Police Irvin Hackshaw. ACP Hackshaw have been under probe by the authorities over the acquisition funds amounting to $2 million. In a statement issued on Friday, the PCA noted that it began an independent investigation on March 9th into reported allegation of unusual financial transaction involving Hackshaw. The action, it said, are subject to an investigation into criminal offense that is nearing completion and serious police misconduct. The PCA indicated that it has completed the investigation into serious police misconduct on August 6th. It has the evidence gathered together with a recommendation for disciplinary proceedings to be instituted to Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith. The PCA added its team of investigators interviewed several witnesses, recorded witness statements, and considered documenting evidence. Wow. Hackshaw is said was given the opportunity to respond to questions by way of a written statement or participating in an interview conducted by PCA investigators with his attorney. The PCA said the evidence PCA said, my mistake, I do apologize. The PCA said the evidence gathered supporting the allegations that Hackshaw accepted, paid employees, or undertook private work without approval in breach of Regulation 133B and in contravention of Regulation 151, 2A, C, and DI of the PSR. So viewers, that is an investigation that is going on for some time. I am aware of it. I am aware of it. But PCA have given also Hackshaw the opportunity to come in with his attorneys to clear it up. Viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. But remember to share our live stream as we go live. We will continue our discussions after this commercial break.
Come down to Martha Imports Limited, one of the largest wholesalers and retailers for all your 4x4, SUV and car accessories. We also have in stock a large variety of rims to suit all your vehicular needs, new arrivals of 4x4 off-road accessories, and we are the sole distributor of TWI 4x4 accessories. Check us out at number 3 Hassan Ali Trace, South Lower Barrackpore, or contact us at 654-5234-289-4901. 271-3519 or 360-8773. We guarantee the best customer service, best deals, and definitely the best wheels. Mathai Imports Limited. We put our customers first. Come down to Mathai Imports Limited, one of the largest wholesalers and retailers.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. So, the two men who were charged in the attempted rape and murder of an 18-year-old Venezuelan teen has been denied bail. Well done. I must congratulate the magistrate for this. Well done. Well done. 26-year-old SRP Rodriguez and 20-year-old Ramkisoon appeared before a San Fernando magistrate on Friday. The magistrate reminded them into police custody and adjourned the case to September 15. The accused men were not called upon to plead as the charges are being read out to them. Well done to the magistrate. A young driver has had his license suspended for a year, just 8 months after gaining his driver's permit. The TTPS said the driver was ticketed for the unauthorized use of the priority bus route on Thursday morning. According to the new U-turn traffic enforcement system, the man had been previously ticketed for a PBR violation and improper overtaking. His latest infringement took him over the maximum threshold of 7 demerit points. The young driver is now disqualified from driving for 1 year. In total, 23 tickets were issued for unauthorized use of the priority bus route on Thursday. The charges carries a penalty of $2,000 and 6 demerit points. So people, if you're on the priority bus route without a pass, you could be ticketed $2,000 and 6 demerit points. And if it happened twice, you could be suspended for 1 year. Caller, good night.
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
I heard momentarily you were speaking about some scarcity of chicken on the market, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remind you of something. In August 2018, Nutrimix was supposed to construct a $30 million hatchery.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that also was happening in Vancouver? It was
I think the building is building.
Right, corner Riverlet and Captain Watson Road.
Yes.
In Castle, Vancouver. It was supposed to take 18 months to finish. The most likely it was supposed to finish in February of this year. What's going on with that? Because it was supposed to hatch about 1.3 million eggs. The most is 1.7 million. I read it from the article in front of me. But Ms. Gopi Schoon had stated 90% of all total imports of poultry, which comprise 19,000 tons of chicken,
yes,
value at 122 million.
Uh-huh.
And that hatchery is supposed to reduce the food import bill. What's going on with that hatchery?
Well, to be honest with you, the last time I passed down there, I saw the building was being under construction.
It was supposed to take 18 months to finish that. Right? It started in 2018 of August. Right? So I don't know what's going on with that. That should have been completed.
But I will have to pass to the cameraman and give the public an update, because last time I passed along there, they were under construction. That is the last time I saw it.
Right. The next thing, you see with Mr. Gary and Aksha? You must give you some lines to write, you know. Later.
Thank you, my friend. But an investigation is going on into whatever allegations that is popping up. And let's just hear what PCA have to say. So, the American Chambers of Commerce of Trinidad and Tobago, that is AmCham, is calling on the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, and his new government members to make the digital transformation of Trinidad and Tobago a priority. But I believe the Prime Minister did say he transforming in Trinidad and Tobago into technology. The chamber made the call in a media release. It congratulated the Prime Minister on his second term in office, which we did also. It added that it hoped to work closely with the new government with efforts amid to improving business in Trinidad and Tobago. It said Trinidad and Tobago is greatly encouraged by the addition of digital transformation title through the Ministry of Public Administration and Digital Transformation. It said the government, given the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, it believes that the swift implementation of digital transformation can assist in securing the economy in the private and public sector. So viewers, now going digital in Trinidad and Tobago would be a very, very good thing. Everything would be done and kept in a database. That would be good. But how much is it going to cost the government to go digital in Trinidad and Tobago? How much? Remember the Piaco Airport? Remember the car park? Remember the companies that got the contract to create a digital parking car park? Remember the same company that got the contract to provide, you know, long ago in the airport, you used to have to pay, when you exit in the airport, you used to pay a guard boot for every hour. Well, I believe they also created a computerized parking at the airport that when you park up, you will get a ticket on entry. You will get a slip, you will go into the airport, and then after you will go by the machine and you will clock in your ticket. And they will tell you how much you have to pay, but you're paying it in cash or credit card. And then you come back now to your vehicle. And listen this, you have about 10 minutes from inside the airport by the terminal where you pay to come out and go to your vehicle. About 10 minutes. And if the 10 minutes pass you going to your vehicle, when you jump into your vehicle and you reach by the security guard, let me tell you something. Once your time expires, you will have to go and find back a park. Go back into the airport, pay another $10 or $20 and come back to your vehicle now to go back by the security guard to exit. So they created a money-making system. It happened to me once. I went in the airport to drop somebody, a good friend of mine. I looked for a park and I park up. Went into the airport. When I was ready to come out, I went by the machine, calculated how much time. I paid and I come out. Going back to my vehicle now. The time expired. About 10 minutes. So when I reach by the security booth now, that time they say, you know, your time expired. You have to go back by the machine and pay again. And then come back. Boy, let me tell you something. Talk about run. That system, I believe, was madness. But nevertheless, we are out of time for tonight, viewers. Remember, it's a rainy night, it's a rainy weekend. Just be safe. It's thunderstorm creating in the Atlantic. Thunder showers in Trinidad and Tobago. We have flooding and things. But be safe. Enjoy the weekend. Until we meet again for Mashup Monday. Good night and be safe.